All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox on the Iconic Video Games channel. I am your host, Axel1324.
And I am CoolCatTerri.
And I'm DREADPOOL.
All right, welcome back to another week of your weekly news roundup. Let's check in with the chat real quick before we get anything started. And of course, number one in the chat is my brother from the Iconic Video Games podcast. He says, good morning, everybody. Good morning to Doggy Dog. It's Timoth, version 2.0 bot. Say, what's up, Doggy Dog, DREADPOOL, CoolCat, Axel at Iconic Video Games. That's right. Thank you so much. Craig Simmons, Gaming TV. Thank you so much for being here. He says, good morning, Xbox. We appreciate you. HTK says, good morning. Yeah, let's see. Who else do I got so far? Ragnarok. So this morning, Doggy? Morning? I guess it's almost the same. So yeah, guys, another week in the books. So last Sunday was Mother's Day. What did you guys do for your mom, Terry? I know it's a week late, but I didn't have all the surprises. That's why I didn't talk about it.
Well, first off, my mother is out of state, so I can't physically do anything with her. But I did send her a very nice gift, and we talked on the phone. That's the most I can do when she's across the country.
There you go. All right, DREADPOOL, what did you do anything for your mom?
No, just visited her.
Right. Oh, that's right. Never mind. I'm sorry, DREADPOOL.
So
yeah.
No, that's okay.
That's right. I'm sorry, Dread.
It's okay.
My mom was out of town last week.
For my mom, that's
All right. For my mom, last week she was out of town, but this week she was in town. So we celebrated Mother's Day yesterday for her, and we took her to like a Korean barbecue buffet thing, and it was pretty good. It was pretty dang good. We ended up not coming home till like 11. Can you hear me?
Did you guys do a hot pot?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's called a hot pot. I don't think it's called a hot pot. I think it's just a Korean barbecue buffet. Like you can order the meats, and then you get up and go get all the side dishes yourself, and you get unlimited meats. Like you can keep ordering more.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty good.
So it's a little different than.
Yeah, it was good. Let's see. Your Wicked Hot joins us. He says, hey, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much, Your Wicked Hot. And Happy Cloud Gamer says, hey, guys, it's been a minute. I've been moving to a new house, so I'm coming back on YouTube soon. Hey, man, congratulations on the new house. Hopefully it is your permanent house for at least a while. And Megalodon Death Dealer says, good morning, everybody. Megalodon Death Dealer, again, another co-panel member on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Be sure to check it out here on the Iconic Video Games channel. But also, this is about gaming. Guys, what have you been playing this week? DREADPOOL, we'll start with you. What have you been playing this week?
Again, the game of life. I've been editing. We've been doing Breaking Bread. So I haven't really been able to get onto any games this week at all.
Okay.
Unfortunately. I've been looking forward to trying to get back into Halo, especially now that they've made a Season 4 announcement. Excited for Mortal Kombat.
I'm so used to Halo seasons being really long, so I haven't really rushed to complete the season pass.
Yeah, I mean,
and now I'm like, oh man, I better jump on it soon.
I haven't really even played Season 3, and it's like, how did I miss this? And I mean, wearing a Halo shirt.
Yeah, no, Halo Season 3 is pretty good. I ended up buying one of the skins. It was like a retro gaming one. And I'm like, yeah, this speaks to me. By the time I was all said and done and I did the math, I'm like, I just spent $18 on this. Not that I feel bad or anything. I like the skin a lot, but still in my head, I'm like, whatever happened to skins being $5?
Or free.
Yeah, or free. Yeah, exactly. So Halo, and you were saying, what else were you saying, Dread?
Excited for Mortal Kombat with the announcement that they made. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Kind of want to delve back into the old Mortal Kombat games.
Which one is your favorite? We talked about it on IVG. Which one is your favorite? Oh, you know what? You know what? We'll talk about it when we talk about the topic. Let's not get started yet.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's get to it. Terry, what have you been playing this week?
All right, so for me, my friend, he was really wanting me to try Redfall, even though I was adamant about never playing that game. But he's like, just give it a try. So I was like, you know what? You play all my crappy games, so I'm gonna play your crappy game. All right, so I went ahead and I started playing Redfall, and I'm actually enjoying it for what it is. For me, I am not into any like horror related games. I don't care about anything that has zombies in it, anything with vampires. If those things exist, I don't want to play it. But for a vampire game, it's I can play it and enjoy myself. So it's not bad. I mean, I see why people are complaining as much as they're complaining, but for what the game is, I mean, I can see this game being enjoyable. I've been enjoying myself for what I've played with my friend. So yeah, so I've been messing around with Redfall.
All right, not bad. We're giving it a shot.
Yep.
For me, I've been playing Minecraft Legends, trying to finish one of the campaigns. We put it on Mythic difficulty because we were kind of bored with regular difficulty. So we put it on Mythic, and man, we got our butts handed to us so bad. Like the difficulty spike is huge between normal and Mythic. And but we've adjusted, me and my friends. So we've adjusted to it, and we've eliminated one faction, only 2 factions left to go. But as you eliminate factions, the number of counter hordes they send at you, and the types they send at you become more difficult to defend against. And so it is really fun. And in Minecraft Legends, you have to have assigned roles to play the game. I am the builder. I am the designated builder. I enjoy it. I enjoy planning out these little defensive traps. And I ended up building this like gauntlet of a defense with so many defense towers that I basically have a wall made up entirely of defense towers behind my wall. It's pretty hilarious. So yeah, Minecraft Legends. I'm having a good time with it. I hope my friends are having a good time with it. 2 of my friends, they've decided to go become the people that hoard. We don't need to discover anymore, as we've discovered the whole map. And yeah, it's just a good time. All I know is I'm having fun being the builder and playing tower defense essentially against the hordes. It's fun. And then but that's just been a little bit of my gaming. I have been playing Breath of the Wild nonstop for the whole week, and it has that wow factor that you want from a sequel. I don't see anything beating it. Maybe Elden Ring could have beat it, but I don't know. I haven't finished the whole game yet to say it. But this year alone, there's nothing, unless Starfield is this incredible game, it's not gonna stand a chance to it. So yeah. That's what I've been playing. Some Breath of the Wild and some Minecraft Legends. Let's check in with the chat, see what they're playing. Let's see. HTK says Redfall and Truck Driver. And good morning, Xbox from Fastback. Thank you so much, Fastback, for tuning in. Fastback is going to be lurking. And yeah, shout out to the people that are lurking. If you're not chatting, thank you so much for lurking. We appreciate you. Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remaster and Street Fighter 6 Beta not had much gaming time either. Yeah, I agree with you. Happy Cloud Gamer says, I've been jumping into Redfall. Not a great game and not the worst game, but in media making games looking horrible. Okay. What the heck is this? Also played AVC Inventor. I've never heard of this game. Anybody, Dread?
I mean, that's an acronym, and that acronym is a mouthful. I
have no idea what that is.
No.
Let's see.
It's a music simulator.
Oh,
so you
okay.
Gotta hit the buttons. Yeah, he's a DJ that sadly passed away.
Okay. I did not know that. Cleo Walker. Sorry. Cheo Walker. I don't know why I said Cleo. Cheo Walker says, just Mighty Doom. As work has been keeping me busy. You know what? I love Mighty Doom on my mobile device. It's RNG based, and you do kind of hit ceilings every now and again. But man, it's a fun game. It's a really fun game. Shout out to Cheo Walker. Thank you so much for being here. Cheo Walker. Sorry. Megalodon Death Dealer says Dead Island 2. No surprise there. And I would love to play Minecraft Legends, but all my friends day to day is not gamers anymore. Oh man, you need new friends. And it's Timoth has been playing Ravenlock and a Plague Tale Requiem. That's right, get that Game Pass on. Well, all those games are on Game Pass. But let's move on to the topics. That's enough for that. How is the volume now, guys? Is it good?
It's better.
Okay, I don't want the music to drown out anything.
Yeah, much better.
Okay, good. Good. Let's see. All right, so let's talk about the FTC. Let's talk about the political topic first. The Activision Blizzard deal got blocked by the CMA a few weeks back, about a month ago. And just last Monday or Tuesday, the European Commission, what's it called? There. Hold on, guys. I have this here. The Competition Directorate ended up approving the Activision Blizzard-King deal. So it didn't breathe new life into the deal. So you got one blocking, one approving of the big ones. The FTC is still suing to block, but everybody in the US doesn't think the FTC can win in court to block. So do you think the deal is still alive, still dead, and why or why not? Terry, I know you want this topic to be dead, but let's talk.
I do. I do. I think they're gonna. Everything's fine. I think everything's moving forward. They have pretty much the majority already of all the different countries. On board. I guess what we'll say is on board. I mean, they ran into. I think they ran into some issue at the beginning. I think Brazil was the first one. I think Brazil was the first one. Can't remember. One of them kind of was like against it a little bit at first, and then they smoothed that over, and then the UK, became the next, bump, and I think everything is going to follow through. It's just a matter of seeing how things go, and I think the FTC will pass it too. I think they're just going to wait until all the lawsuit stuff kind of blows over, and they get a finalized decision on that before they make their final decision. So I think that one will probably take the longest because, we kind of, when it comes to legal stuff in the U.S. with big stuff like that, we kind of drag it out forever.
For years.
We'll see. Hopefully they can get through that one quick. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. I think it's all going to go through,
All right. Okay. And we'll talk about a little bit more. DREADPOOL. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think the deal is dead? Do you think it's still alive? And do you predict it's going to go through or fall apart?
Oh, it's dead. It's falling apart. Everything sucks. I mean, no, it's going to go through. I mean, think about it. It's 38-1 so far, plus the one has to reevaluate everything, seeing that everything's the way everything transpired. It's going to go through. And on top of that, there's already, I guess you would say, plans in the making if it doesn't for whatever reason for England. So if the UK has an issue, there's already plans for it. So there's nothing to worry about there. It's going to go through. And if it does, they can just set up another company to take care of that portion of it for the country. So that way they're not missing out. It'll just be like a third party deal. It's no biggie. It's just they would rather have it 100% across the board, so that way they don't have to do all these hoops just to be able to get certain games or restrict games and then do the hoops to get them back in for the UK people. So no, it'll go through. It's good.
All right. So I want to expand on what you said there, Dread. You said that they might set up a shell company in the UK to get the deal to go through. Can you expand on that?
Well, not really a shell company. They would have like another holding company that is a separate entity from Microsoft and Xbox, and they would just have to have them pay for the rights to distribute all that. So all these games that are ABK King would just be paid towards Microsoft from this other holding company. So and it would have nothing to do with Microsoft, you know. So it's not really a shell company under Microsoft. It's a separate entity and everything, but they would just use them to just redistribute the games and anything else that they need to, just to get it to the UK people. So that way,
Ooh.
it's kind of dark in here,
And the
man.
camera
Oh,
zooms
no.
in on his eyes.
So, but yeah, this way they can still get the games out to the UK people. It'll be somebody else getting paid, which will in turn pay Microsoft. So there'll be a separate responsibility for the games to be popping out, you know, to be produced out there. But other than that, you know, again, they would rather not have to deal with that. There's certain things that would happen. But I've dealt with shell companies. I've dealt with holding companies before with where I've been, and it's just the status quo. It's another day. It's just another way to, you know, find a loophole and still get these games out to the UK population. You know, you want to be able to get your you want to be able to buy the business and do what you got to do. But if there's a loophole that you got to, you know, a hurdle that you got to go through, you got to find a loophole to do it. And the legal way is you can't, I mean, having a shell company is not legal when it comes to, we're not allowed to put something in this area, and yet you're going to do something like that. No, you can't do that. You got to have a holding company that's completely separate from you, so that way you do it legally and not have any issues. Because if you do it like that the wrong way, the backlash will be even worse. So unfortunately, they'll have to pay somebody else to get the dividends back.
Right. So I've heard of this happening where they divest it, quote unquote, right? Basically, they break off Activision Blizzard. And this is in the UK specifically. I've heard that this is a possibility of what they could do. They could basically make Activision Blizzard its own company in the UK. However, it has 100% of the shares are owned by Microsoft. So,
yeah,
you know, the Activision Blizzard Activision Blizzard UK has to act in the best interest of their investors, who is 100% Microsoft. And I heard, is that what you're talking about? Because someone tried to explain it to me that way, and that's the best way they could.
No, Microsoft would have nothing to do with it. Even shares, even everything. It could be. It's like a completely different entity. Let's just say like Embracer Group took over.
Wow.
So they would pay the IP licensing and all that to Microsoft and Xbox, and Embracer would be the ones that would provide it to the people in the UK. See what I'm saying? So you would completely be severed. I mean, in my line of work, with the companies that I've been in, there was a company that I worked for when we got bought out by a bigger company. In the US, the company itself, after a few years, bought itself out from the bigger company, and now they operate as our competitors. The funny thing is, the same name, the same brand in the rest of the world is our company. Only in the US, they are completely separate from the rest of the world. Same name, same branding, same everything. Two different companies. So same scenario here. They could be wholly operated by themselves. They are independent. They would share the same name, the same logos, the same information, but they would not be any association with Microsoft or Xbox, or even ZeniMax, or any company underneath the umbrella of Microsoft. Completely separated, and they would just pay the royalties for the IP. They would pay, their portion of the agreements to hold it. Like I said, it's a holding company. it is what it is.
There you go.
But other than that, like I said, that's one workaround. There's many workarounds, but that's the logistical way that I see the workaround happening. That would be the easiest to not have to monitor or regulate in any way. Because again, if they go under a shell company, it's still, you know, all those profits go to Microsoft because they own all the stakes in it, everything. Well, then what's the point? It's still the same company. It's still part of Microsoft. And that's what, you know, you can't do that. If they said that they are not allowed to do that, you know, that'll get you in trouble. If you go the other way, like I said, with a holding company, that would be the way to go. Somebody else holds all the rights, all the information and products, but leasing it from Microsoft. So that way it's Microsoft has nothing to do with it other than providing it to them, and then they do the distribution and so forth.
Okay. That's more like licensing out first-party content to third-party publishers, and they have to publish it on it.
Right, it's like the opposite.
Yeah, it's like a reverse deal.
Yeah, it is. Instead of yeah.
All right. Happy Cloud Gamer says, I'm not sure if the CMA will move forward to pass the deal. Yeah, the CMA seems to be very bullish on not approving this deal for whatever reason. OCD Gamer says, good morning, guys. Good morning, OCD Gamer. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Megalodon Death Dealer says, the guys with the money want it to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah, and the UK government is even getting involved because, you know, they're... Bobby Kotick famously said that line, the UK is closed for business.
That's how bad it is.
You would think that something as... I remember analysts saying that, why would you say the UK is closed for business? That's just bad on you, Bobby Kotick, blah, blah, blah. But it turns out, hey, it was the strategically correct thing to say. Look what happened. So, yeah. OCD Gamer says, I just finished watching some of your content, DREADPOOL.
Well, on the verbiage. Yeah. Yes, I did a live stream yesterday, and OCD Gamer was one of the first to be in there. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
There you go. And then let's see. Who do we have? We have someone here. Lost Boomer says LFG. I don't know what that means. Sorry, Lost Boomer. I might be too young for that. And he says, hi, DREADPOOL times 3. Thank you so much for being here, Lost Boomer. We appreciate you. And let's see what else we got. All right. Terry, we did a poll.
We did a poll.
Yes. We did a poll. Let me end it so you can see it. How did the chat vote?
All right. So the question was, will the ABK merge go through? And a whopping 93% said yes. And the other 6% said no. So, yeah. There's lots of faith that this is going to go through.
That's right. So the EU approved it. Okay, let's go back. The Chinese, what do they call the directorate or something? The State Administration for Market Regulation from China, they approved it with 0 concessions. However, the EU did approve it with concessions.
Yeah.
And that concession is basically Activision Blizzard titles must be streamable to cloud services if you own a license. So I want to break down into what that means, because the way it's said, it sounds like if I buy Activision Blizzard games on Xbox, I should be able to stream it to my GeForce Now or whatever they have in Europe. Where right now, if I buy Activision Blizzard games on my Xbox, I can only stream it on my Xbox. It's not cross-compatible with GeForce Now, right? So the way it reads, it's almost like buy it once, you can stream it anywhere. And I don't know how that's going to be tracked, or if that's what they mean. Maybe they mean, what's that, Dread?
Okay, you know how they're doing this, and I know it's a phrase that people do not like, and the phrase is an acronym right now that everybody understands, and does not understand what this technology does.
Right.
And the thing is, more and more businesses are actually using it in real life, and you just don't realize that you're a part of it and you're using it too. It's called NFTs.
No.
That's basically the same situation. It is. It's just, it's a license. Once you obtain that license, now you can go here and say, hey, I've got this license. And they say, hey, guess what? You can play that here. We validated your license. It's all blockchain. How do you think they're doing all their metrics? Everything is blockchain now. Everything is going this. People just don't realize it. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or a Bitcoin cryptocurrency type deal. It's just the way that computers work and how to track it is a lot easier this way. And doing it like this is just opening it up. You just cannot sell, your license to anybody else like NFTs. Again, NFTs are good if they're actually used in the right way, just like anything else. Automobiles are good if they're used the right way, and so forth. So it's just what it is. You own a license, and you actually say, DRM. That's basically the first version of NFTs. It's just, again, digital rights management. You've got the approval here, and you link it to, when you go to these other companies, you link to your Xbox account to prove that you own that game, and that's it. And after that, you have full reign of your game. And like I said, I know it's a bad juju with the name, but that's basically what it is.
Right. So I understand the digital licensing, how it tracks you, and it uses a token. This was introduced back in the Xbox One days. Microsoft wanted to do this back in the days, especially to get them to sell your used games digitally, your physically used games digitally, right? So that's I don't know how they're gonna do it though. Like, how do you prove? If I didn't buy it digitally, I buy a physical copy of Call of Duty, right? My license is on my disc.
Yes.
I can't play that on GeForce Now or whatever the heck.
Nope.
Those other streaming platforms are.
No, you'd have to
It doesn't have access to my token.
Correct.
Right. So it's one of those remedies. Now, do I think it's a terrible remedy? No. I mean, the GeForce Now uses the PC versions of games. So, Xbox platform is now Xbox console and PC gaming. So you'll always have your PC game. But again, this is a license you own. The word is own. So if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber and you get Call of Duty by Game Pass, you don't own the license at that point because you're renting it technically from Game Pass. Your license is the access to Game Pass, right? So I can't play if I get it through Game Pass, but I prefer to do my cloud gaming on GeForce Now. They're not going to talk to each other that way. I don't technically own the license. I didn't technically purchase one, right? So I think it still opens up the market for places like GeForce Now where you can still buy a license. I think it's going to end up being much better for Microsoft. I don't see them thinking that this is a bad deal for them, that the remedy that the European Union gave to them. Plus, they have all the data. They know how many people are using their cloud market. They know what they're risking, if it's a risk at all to them. Terry, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't really have any thoughts on, I don't really go deep into businessy stuff. So when it comes to licensing and stuff, it's, I don't know. I mean, technically with games, I mean, we even when we buy the physical copies of games, we don't technically own the game. You're still, that physical copy is giving you permission on the license saying that you have permission to play this one. But at any moment in time, they can still take it off the marketplace to where your disc will no longer be playable. They can take it back. So I mean, you technically don't own anything ever. So it's, I don't know, but I can't go any deeper into the conversation because it's really not. I don't really have like the knowledge of all of the ins and outs.
All right, there you go. And by the way, yeah,
But
it
you're
gets real technical.
just to add to this though, like you're saying about not knowing. I mean, when you log into your phone, you're logging into your accounts, which gets you access to your Ultimate Game Pass. If you're an Ultimate Game Pass subscriber, or if you're a regular subscriber, when you go to your PC, you're logging into Xbox, which gives you your PC Game Pass. Obviously, if you're an Ultimate Game Pass subscriber, you have access. So you would do the same thing there. You would log in, link your accounts, and it says, "Hey, you own these games, or you have access to this library, which is Ultimate Game Pass or PC Game Pass, and so forth." So, it's just like your games with gold. It's just a license that you have access to as long as you are part of the subscription. It gets pulled when you cancel your subscription. Then you up your subscription, it gets reactivated, and you have access to those games again. So that's all it is. It really won't matter where you go, as long as you log in and you link the accounts. I mean, we do that now with Borderlands. You select what account it's on when you redeem your codes. I log on with Xbox because that's usually where I play everything. So all my codes that I put in go to the Xbox game version of the game.
Right. Oh, so you're thinking,
and with Play Anywhere,
if I log into my
license.
If I log into my Battle.net account, that's how I get my license, instead of through Game Pass or through the token, if you will. The token is through the account.
Right. When it's through the account, and once you link it, because that, I don't know what they're going to do with Battle.net. They've been talking about shutting it down, shifting everything over to Steam. So again, when you buy, look at it now. When you're buying an Xbox game, let's say you buy Halo, you can play it on Steam, right? You just got to link your accounts. You link your Steam account. I actually
have never tried that, so I can't attest to that.
Whatever.
That would be interesting. Can I?
So all you do is
I actually haven't tried that.
All you're doing is just like your movies. Have you done your movies where you link up Vudu and Disney and YouTube and all the other platforms? They all link together and then give you access to what they have.
Interesting.
There are certain things that I have on YouTube that I have for some movies that are not accessible on Disney, but you know what? On Vudu, I've got access to some of them. So the majority of the stuff of the content will be integratable across the platforms. It's just basically linking the accounts together to give you full access to what the other has, and that's what Xbox is doing. Is GeForce Now? What was it? Blastroids, Boostroids,
Boosteroid. That's the other one. Yeah,
Boostroid. Yeah. So you log in to Boostroid and you link your Xbox account, and now you can play any of your games. You stream right from it, because now it's saying, okay, you have access to this. That's all it is. It's just a phone call. Think of it as a digital phone call verifying that you have access to this token, and go from there. And again, NFT's blockchain will track it all. So I know it's a bad juju saying NFT, but it's one of the easiest ways to portray it so people can understand what it's about.
Yeah, once you own the NFT, you own it no matter where it goes. So yeah, right. That's what you're saying.
It's just now
you own the license to it.
You own the license, correct? But now you can go wherever, and as long as you link to it and say, hey, if you look here, here's my credentials. There you go. You take your credit card, you can go anywhere. Your credit card is linked to your bank account. It's linked to, you know what I mean? Well, the debit card, right? It's linked to your bank account. You go anywhere and you pop it in there, whether it's credit or debit. It'll pull your money out of your bank. Same difference. It's just another way to do it.
Okay. There you go, guys. The European Commission explained via NFTs by DREADPOOL. All right, let's check in with the chat.
Simplicity.
Yeah, simplicity. You know, there's an old saying: if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it enough. Question: I've been thinking back and forth with the Activision Blizzard deal. Will it be good for consumers? I'm still not sure. So, will Microsoft change their focus? I think you got to be more specific. What won't be good for consumers? Because as a consumer, I don't see how it's not better at this point. That's all. That's so. I think you have to be more.
If you
specific.
think about it, I think let's look at it this way, though. If you think about it, for Xbox consumers, it'll be great, right? You have access to these games. If you're an Ultimate subscriber, you can get access to all these games no matter where you're at, PC, phone, cloud, all that stuff, right? Now, the other thing is, this doesn't take away from PlayStation. PlayStation can just go ahead and still have access to these games. It's not taking away
the same way they've always had access.
So really, right. So it's not altering the deal where now it's pulling away and saying you can't do this. People are misconstruing part of the thing with Starfield and Redfall on how it be, their Xbox exclusive. This is totally different. I mean, you look at the what was it, Minecraft? From the get-go, it was already in the contract. It has to be multi-plat, otherwise they would not sell. They went for it, and they found out how successful it is, right? So now, what are they going to do? They're going to pull away. They're going to make more money. I mean, do they make more money on their NFTs? No, they make more money on their DLCs and add-ons than they do selling the initial game. So if you think about it, they're not going to pull away just to try to benefit themselves a different way. They're just going to leave it across the board. They don't care. They've already have a proven concept with Minecraft, and even the follow-up games that they've expanded on, the 2 games are everywhere. So they didn't stop that model. That model works for them, and they're still going to make money no matter where they put it. If they pull away from it, they're going to be losing more money. So it makes no sense for that. So I don't think they're really going to change focus. They're just going to stay steadfast on this deal, get it, and then after that, figure out the rest. And I think that's partially why there's been so many issues, is they've been too focused on getting this, with upper management and requiring lower management to, I don't know, be a little bit more truthful about their game than finding out that it just bit them in the keister.
Right. Let's move it around,
and then they can
go ahead, DREADPOOL.
I was going to say, and then they can focus on giving us unique games, I don't know, expanding on different styles of games, and just open up so it's not the same old. Activision's just been a whole bunch of teams to work on Call of Duty. Now they can separate some of these teams out and not force them to push out Call of Duty year after year after year with a new title. They've already said that they wanted to make it longer lifespan, so that way they don't have to have a yearly rollout with games for Call of Duty. So hopefully some of these other teams can do something different. Some of these teams can do like the passion projects that a lot of them like to do. And I mean, we've seen that with Pentiment. We've seen that with iRush. Those games, just not for everybody, but it allowed the creators to do something different than they normally do.
Yes.
So hopefully that'll it's just, I think part of it right now is upper management's blind because they're like hyper focused on getting this deal done, and lower management's not properly communicating it, probably because the other upper management's too busy concentrating on something else. They don't want to hear any bad news. They're so I don't know, but I mean, I kind of think that that's kind of how it's going on. They don't need to hear bad news right now. They're already dealing with something, tons of money that they can't lose. They have to stay hyper focused on this. And I think once it's all settled, they'll open up more.
I hope so.
And
I hope so. For the sake of
people will
Xbox, I hope
filter
so.
out and do their thing. Oh, they need to. They need to get. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, we need AAA games." How about just good games? Good games. They don't have to be AAA to me. As long as they're good and fun, who cares what A it is? It's just spend money on a good game. No,
Right.
does it have
Yeah,
to be a
no,
high
good
budget?
games are important, but I think everybody does still want big AAA games and on the service. The bang for your buck,
Right.
if you will.
Oh,
And AAA games are going to be that.
yeah.
Moving along here. Let's see. Why is Microsoft being forced to make Activision games available on all cloud services when they have on PC, etc., but Nintendo and Sony don't? Nintendo and Sony aren't being scrutinized by the government because they don't have a massive merger right now. Just kind of the nature of the game. The $69 billion deal is technically the biggest deal in technology right now. So it's getting all eyes on it because of the size of it. So, for better or for worse, Nintendo and Sony don't have to, but there's also such a thing as setting the precedent that whatever is happening to Microsoft, when Sony and Nintendo, if Microsoft is successful and proves that it's a successful model, everybody will follow because they'll follow the money just flat out. Let's see. Lost Boomer says, I just want more games in Game Pass to make my subscription worth more. Yeah, that bang for your buck we were talking about. And there are fantastic games on Game Pass already.
Yeah, you want that constant cycle of something coming in.
Yeah. I don't. It takes me a long time to beat a game, so I don't. But, it is what it is. Sylpia says, hey, Axel1324. Hey, shout out to my sister-in-law or my niece, whoever this one is. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Let's see. Moving along. Oh, Lost Boomer rebranded. He used to be here forever ago as Lost Forever. Yes, I remember seeing it. Let's see. Happy Cloud Gamer says, GeForce Now can run 4K 120 FPS flawless, so cloud gaming is here now, but not for all. All right. And Sherry here says, hello. Hello, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. So OCD Gamer, so if you buy ABK games from Microsoft, you can use any cloud services, is how I'm understanding this. That's, I believe, the requirement from the EU, the way I understand it as well.
That is, yeah. And that's what Microsoft and Xbox have been trying to circumvent any issues. So they've been signing deals left and right. So it's not any service; it's any service that has a contract with them. So
right,
and that part of that contract is getting ABK. So if this doesn't go through, then those cloud services don't have a contract. So that's another catch-22. But because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for ABK to come in and get that from Microsoft. So as long as that goes through, and then you can log in, link your accounts, and then you're good to go.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Nix joins us. Shout out to Nix. Nix, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. He says, good morning / afternoon, everyone. Nix, are you in Europe? Are you in England or Europe? Because if you say afternoon, I think England is 6 hours ahead of me. So yeah, let me know. Let's see. I don't see how they blocked on the cloud if Microsoft lets you use any cloud surface. Yeah, none of us see that. All of us think the CMA is delusional.
That is what we're all saying. Yep.
Yeah. We all think the CMA is delusional. We don't know why they're blocking. And also, I don't think the government understands why they're blocking. So let's see. Let's see. They might need AAA games to exist in game, or AAA games is vital for overall retention and future growth. Yeah, good AAA games. Yeah, I agree with you. AAA games are definitely the way it goes. And the UK is at 1445, so 245. Wow. So yeah. Let's see. If Microsoft pulls out of the UK, those games can change their Xbox location to get those games. Well, one, Microsoft is not going to pull out of the UK. Microsoft is much, much, much more than just Xbox. And if Microsoft isn't providing the cloud services, those cloud services to the UK, Amazon and Google will. If Microsoft isn't providing Microsoft Word or Microsoft Enterprise to those companies in the UK, Google will, Adobe will, Oracle will. The technology competition space is there's always an alternative in technology. And so this idea that some people are going with, oh, they're just going to pull out of the UK. They're not pulling out of the UK. You guys are insane. They will lose more than $69 billion worth in the UK than this. I mean, just putting it out there. It's the UK is worth more to them
here's
than
the
this
funny
deal.
part is, they are so entrenched in the government with their software that pulling it out would definitely be a detriment to the government, but somebody else will come in and somebody else will provide. I mean, look at it. It got blocked already, and you got a duo from Amazon. They're already in with streaming and everything. So again, the hypocrisy is there. So, but it won't be that big of a deal. It should pass, no problem. Like I said, there's ways around it. And if they want to, if the residents of the UK want to use a VPN, that's what will happen. They can do it. It's just, if you think about it, you're bouncing from another server somewhere else, and you're just going to have more lag. So you're not going to be as happy if you're streaming.
Yeah. It's not a realistic remedy for Microsoft to close.
It's possible, but not realistic.
Yeah. Microsoft provides the UK's defense systems as well as all the NHS medical health care systems. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Jason Max says, just remember, Xbox is number one. Absolutely. That's why we're here. Good morning, Xbox, to talk all about Xbox. Just make my home country the USA. Just go back to the European Union, Lost Boomer. You'll be all right. It's closer. The servers are closer. All right. And Red Monkey Bug joins us. Thank you so much for joining us, Red Monkey Bug. He says the CMA decision doesn't finalize until June. I think the UK government pressures them to change by them. Maybe. Well, we'll see. Terry, we did a poll on cloud gaming.
We did. Okay, so when will cloud gaming become mainstream? 33% said after I die. Another 28% said in 2035. 23% said in 2030. And 14% said literally that it's going to be a mainstream as of next year. And so I find it comical that you put after I die. But I mean, if you think about it, that is, pertinent, because if you're, a gamer who's already in their 60s or older, you might not see this happen if it takes another 20, 30 years, So
That's right. It might not be around for 2035.
Yeah, that's the way I took it. After I die was all the above.
That's essentially what I meant, was after I die is after 2035. Beyond 2035.
No, I took it as all the above. It could be later on this year. I mean,
oh no. Hopefully nothing happens to DREADPOOL. Keep him in your prayers. Thoughts and prayers to DREADPOOL, everybody. Let's see. That poll shows that nobody truly knows when it will happen. Yep. Yeah. And when I think of cloud gaming, I think it is the future. It just has to get there. The bandwidth needs to get better. Maybe if we can start doing subspace signals, it'll get better or something, but we'll see.
I think it's just, we got to get the US on board. You got to get, I think you just got to get the US on board, because when you look at the rest of the world, mobile gaming and cloud gaming is more of a primary to them, whereas in the US we're like very anti-mobile gaming, and so we have that closed off mindset. You know, we got to catch up with the rest of the world. We're behind.
That's right. And shout out to Jago Kuka, and he says, "I honestly could care less for cloud gaming." I mean, I love cloud gaming. I love having the fact that I can cloud game. So I enjoy cloud gaming. Good morning, gang. Just popped in really quick to say hi. Hit that like button. Yeah, that's right, everybody. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, tell a friend. It really helps us get discovered, especially that thumbs up like button. Really helps us get discovered. We appreciate it. Got to get back to teaching. Last day of Sunday school. Whoop, whoop. Summer school's out for the summer. I'm sure all the parents are excited to have those wonderful children back at home all the time.
Sure we are. Sure.
Oh, man. Kid-free life is the way to go. What am I going to do with all this expendable income? No, kids are great. Kids are great.
I was the kid for the longest time.
What was that, Dred?
30-year-old kid, but I said I was a kid for the longest time. 30-year-old kid, but I also didn't live at home. But I could do whatever I wanted to. Now I got to ask permission.
That's right. And then he's not asking permission
there
from the kid. Yeah, no. Shout out to all those kids. And hey, more gaming to those kids that they're out for the summer. So those of you that don't have any summer activities, congratulations. You get to spend all your time gaming, talking that trash on Call of Duty. For those of you that are into summer activities, hey, I used to do summer activities and I loved it. So summer was the most fun time for me. Remember when Xbox launched with broadband and they said not enough people use it? That is true. Xbox Live.
Yeah.
At first, and now look at it. Thanks, Xbox. You're the greatest. All right.
Remember I think Xbox used.
What's that?
I was going to say, remember a lot of technologies that Xbox brought in and everybody hated it, and now we use it every day with other companies?
That's right. All right. I do know. But speaking of that topic, let's move into a little joke topic that I have to break the ice. And after this, we'll do Terri's Indie Spotlight if she's ready. But guys, who likes free? There's a saying, if it's free, I'll take two, right? But there's if you guys use your mobile phone, I'm sure you've seen Pluto TV on your phone, or some of your LG TVs come pre-equipped with it. It's essentially free TV paid for by ads. And the inventor of Pluto TV has invented the free TV called the Telly. Guys, he is giving this TV away for free, but it's the TV with a camera sensor, a microphone with a soundbar, and a second smart screen that displays permanent ads. Now, I think the ad section is just here based on the marketing material, and all this is relevant information section. And I don't even know if you can turn this second smart screen off, by the way.
Nope.
It's called you get smoked vinyl. You put it over the top so it's just black. You don't have to look at it.
But it comes with some features that sound incredibly familiar here. It comes with Hey Telly voice control. So you can say Hey Telly and talk to it. It comes with an HD camera for video calling, fitness, and interactive gaming. Sounds super familiar to me. A mic array, an array, by the way, again, sounds familiar, with Hey Telly voice control, and a motion sensor for wake up and interactive gaming. Does this remind you of anything there, guys?
Yes.
Never heard of it before. Never heard of it. This is brand new technology.
This is breaking 2013 technology, guys.
And it's forced.
It's forced. That's right. You cannot turn it off. Let's see. Future-proofed with modern hardware, powerful chipset, frequent over-the-air updates, bringing new and better experiences like AI and smart home control. Sounds familiar. Modern connectivity, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. Again, sounds super familiar, guys. So a lot of the features that this Telly is using sound a lot like Kinect. The Kinect did all this. And remember, guys, Kinect was spying on you. It was gonna take videos of you naked while you were gaming. Right? It was listening all the time.
And the technology was against anything.
So all this stuff is happening right now, guys. Is this TV doomed because it comes equipped with essentially Kinect? Terry, what do you think? Will people overlook the lack of privacy? Will they be okay with being recorded naked for a free TV?
People are very uptight when it comes to privacy concerns with smart devices. So I really don't foresee the fact that they're blatantly talking about how you can't turn it off. Like that was the main reason people hated on the Kinect so much. And people right now are already feel that cell phones are too invasive with privacy because they're always listening in. So I mean, there's going to be the people who are just tech nerds that just have to have it because it's tech. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like the modern consumer is probably going to be very anti this device because of the concerns that they would have with privacy. But I don't know. I feel like I don't need it to the bottom part. Like I said, just take a tip from the car community and just get some vinyl wrap, cover that front screen. You'll never know.
Yeah. Let me see. Hold on. I'm making a poll here. DREADPOOL.
Yes.
Okay, so Terry's on the no. She will not get this TV. DREADPOOL,
okay.
Would you sell your privacy? Are you going to let this thing watch your game naked for a free TV?
No. I would never do this TV. I would never, because of the fact that it is tracking and recording, unlike Kinect, but this is actually tracking and recording everything. There's no way that I would sell my soul to this devil. That ain't happening.
It's a Telly.
I don't care if it's Telly Savalas. It ain't happening.
Especially when the price of your soul is free for this. It's free.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't happening. I mean,
it ain't happening. All right, so he's on the no. Let's check in with the. Let's check in with the chat. See what they say. All right,
go. Put that one up. Put that one up.
The what?
That one that I posted. Put that up.
This is why I was laughing. Did you post it on Twitter?
No, it's right there.
YouTube
in the chat.
YouTube
chat. All right, hold on.
This is why I was laughing.
Distiller is already jumping at me to not mention the whole Kinect and Dead Island situation. Oh, that's right. Well, you don't have to say it, DREADPOOL. I'll say it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I won't say it.
She's staring me down right now.
I just remember because you keep bringing up naked. I don't know. I just keep thinking back to Uno because people were willingly playing Uno on the Kinect naked, and that's why they took away the camera feature out of the game.
Yeah. I remember playing Uno with the Kinect, and it could broadcast you live. And I thought that was so cool. Me and my friends were having such a good time doing like an Uno Skype call thing with Kinect. But then I played with randos.
Yep. And you see how terrible people are.
and some of them would like, not only would I take this TV for free and be naked on it, I will pay you to watch me naked on it. Like, some people are crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you realize that wasn't a beard.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, let's see. Question: should I buy an OLED gaming TV or a QLED gaming TV? It depends on the brightness of your room. If your main gaming room is super bright, get a QLED. If it's a darker room, get an OLED. That's the main difference of the two and me. I went OLED. I love my OLED. I'll never go to another TV ever again. But if your main gaming area is really bright, get a QLED because OLED will not put out enough nits.
Yeah, you have to check the specs. Technology. We even have the micro LEDs now, so everybody's updating the technology. But this is the basics, and just like Axel said, just follow those rules. Double check your nits. Make sure they're higher than 400 because 400 is the bare minimum. To be considered HDR. It's not enough. It's not enough. You definitely want to go up higher.
Minimum on mine.
Yeah. I'd stick around 1,000 if you really want to be really good about it. I'd stick around 1,000 at minimum, but more if 400. Use your basic, 500 better, and again, the more the merrier.
Yeah, and if you want 1,000 nits, you're not getting that on an OLED. Just letting you know, it's definitely going to have to be QLED. So yeah, there we go. OCD Gamer says it sounds like Xbox in 2013. All I care about is a working TV. TV. That's right.
Yep.
Timing matters. I guess in 2013 was way too soon. Yeah, I miss the Connect. I to this day I miss saying Xbox on. Read the terms and conditions. If you disconnect your TV from the Wi-Fi, they can take it back. Wow. They'll come and take your free TV, guys. Wow, the Telly is not messing around. They will take your free TV. Wow, Jason Max, that's great.
All the more reason to learn how to knit and sew and create a nice little blanket to cover it. And like Terry said, get some film and just cover it over.
There you go. You guys live polls, live polls. You guys love polls. Yeah, we do. I like doing polls to get interaction from the audience, get feedback from them, and also kind of lets me know how interested they are in the topic by how many people vote. So yeah. I'll let you read this one to him, Terry, in your most annoyed voice you can muster here.
I swear to God, dude.
Oh, God.
I didn't tell the story.
Want to see me naked, I'm going to let them. Not something I want to watch. Wow.
I mean, your house has a window, right? You can broadcast the neighbors if you want to. For free.
I guess if I got to see it, everybody else is going to have to be forced to see it. I don't know. Right? Isn't it that mentality?
If I'm experiencing this breeze, everybody else should experience it.
It's like the Friends episode, or not the episode. There were many episodes where they were looking across the way at the neighbor in the other window.
The naked window guy. Whatever. They had a name for him.
Yeah.
What was it? My wife was a huge Friends fan. Somebody who was a huge Friends fan. What did they used to call him? Something naked guy. Was it sweaty naked guy?
I thought it was
fat naked guy. Something like that. He had a name.
Well, now to be Telly naked guy.
That's right. Who wants to be Telly naked guy? Oh my God. My 2017 Sony TV has 1200 nits. It's super bright sometimes. Yeah, there you go. And shout out to Sour Blow 18. Thank you so much for being here, Sour Blow 18. We appreciate you. It says, Dreadpool, is that you?
Yes, it is. It is me. This is what I look like.
There you go. And OCD Gamer says that's one of the reasons I like this channel. You guys interact with the chat. We try a lot. You know, the shows. I love doing this for you guys. So, Terry, we had a poll on the Telly.
We had a poll.
How did the audience vote on the Telly?
Is a free TV a good deal with always on second screen and lack of privacy? A very dirty 69% said no. And 23% said yes. And 7% said you're thinking about it. So 69.
Isn't it?
It's all that nakedness.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it ironic?
No.
Ironic, right? 69 said.
Yeah. Think about it. So wrong, guys. Let's see. Sherry here asked a question. You know what? I'll let Terry answer this one.
Should I put pineapple on my pizza? No.
There you go.
Well, if you want to. I honestly don't care.
She's right. No, she is correct. 100%.
I'm not eating it. I honestly don't care. You can put whatever you want on your pizza. I don't care. I'm not tasting it.
Yeah, I am not putting pineapple on my pizza. I'm sorry.
I've had pineapple on pizza one time. I hated it.
Yep.
It's not for me.
I tried that Hawaiian pizza, which was like ham and pineapple. Not good. Not good at all.
Yeah.
No way.
I feel like
That's
you
terrible.
can't have an opinion. I feel like you can't have an opinion about it unless you've actually tried it at least once.
That's right. That's right. So there you go. All right, guys. Terry,
no,
are
don't
you all
get me
set?
wrong.
All right, let's get into the indie spotlight.
All right, everybody, we got another indie spotlight coming to you today. And today I'm going to be showing you guys a game that most of you probably, if you're not living under a rock and you use Gamecast, you should already know about. All right. I know Timmy knows about it because he mentioned it earlier in the chat. So today we're going to go over Ravenlock. Let's check out that trailer. All right, Ravenlock. All right, everybody. So yes, this game is available to you right now on Game Pass, both Game Pass, Xbox, and PC Game Pass. So go ahead and check it out. You can only play it there on Xbox or PC Game Pass. You're not going to find it anywhere else. So go ahead and try it. It is an action RPG, as you saw, third person. It's strictly sword and shield with some magic skills in there, and of course a plethora of bombs, because you can't have a good RPG without somebody who can chuck bombs everywhere. So you got to have that. All right. And if you notice anything, you'll see that this game does take a lot of inspiration from Alice in Wonderland. So if you're a fan of that, go ahead and try it out. And this is actually the third and final game in the Cocoa Cucumber Voxel trilogy. So if you didn't know, this is actually part of a trilogy. All right. So you got to go ahead and check out the other games. The first game in the trilogy is called Riverbond. I think it came out back in 2019. It's like a cutesy little game, made for kids, but you still have a good time playing that one. And then the second game was Echo Generation. Some of you may be more familiar with that one, which was more of a kid-friendly horror game with the 80s themes in it. And now we have Ravenlock. So, so go ahead and try them all out. They're all available on Xbox. And so just to give a quick synopsis of the game, you play, I think her name is Kira. You play as Kira, you fall through a mirror, and you end up in this fantasy land that has like this very evil caterpillar queen, and you got to work your way through, kill all the baddies. And it does feature real-time combat as well, which is new because each game in the trilogy has a different kind of style genre to it. So Ravenlock is real-time combat. Whereas Echo Generation was turn-based, and I can't remember Riverbound, but all three are different. But so go ahead, try them out. If you don't have Game Pass, you're going to be spending $25 to get this game. So get some Game Pass and play some other games on top of this game. Enjoy yourselves.
There you go. And quick question: do you have to play the first two to play?
Nope. They feature completely different stories and different characters. So
yeah, I played River.
Think of it like Final Fantasy. Like they don't technically go together. It's always different people. So yeah.
Yeah, I played River Bond with my nephew. It was fun. You're right. It is more kiddie, but it's simple and fun. And it was a good time. I skipped on Echo Generation because I don't know. I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it. But Ravenlock, I'm looking at it and it looks like it's more my speed. I might play it.
Nice.
I'm done playing Zelda. So let's check in with the chat. Ice Queen Gaming joins us. Thank you so much, Ice Queen Gaming. She says, I like ham and pineapple pizza. Oh, that's good for you.
I can say I do not like ham on anything. I am anti-ham. Like I can't do ham. Ugh.
Oh man, what did oh Jesus, what is that name? What did Babe ever do to you? Babe, the little
cute.
piglet.
He was so cute and sweet. Why would you eat him?
Bacon, that's why.
Tasty.
I do love bacon. I love bacon. I like pork products. I just hate ham.
And I hate pineapple pizza from my niece. Let's see. Pineapple pizza for the win from Jago Coogan. And OCD Gamer loves Ravenlock. He asks, do you guys have a favorite indie game? That's a good question. DREADPOOL, favorite indie game. Rapid fire, go. Let's make it favorite.
Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivors, all right.
Vampire Survivors.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm not addicted to it.
Lies detected. Terry, favorite indie game, rapid fire.
Bound by Flame.
Bound by Flame. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
No, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I love that
I'm
game.
gonna go with Ori and the Will of the Wisp. It's very close. It's like right on that edge of indie and AAA, you know. And it's so dang good. It is so dang good. So yeah, there you go. Great question. OCD Gamer, appreciate it. Last Boomer says pineapple pizza. Crazy Greek Dude joins us. Thank you so much for joining us, Crazy Greek Dude. We appreciate you. And let's see. If Death Story is indie, that's my favorite. Death Story is a very good indie game. Yeah. Doggy Dog. Great one. OCD Gamer says, I love Hades. Yeah.
It's a good one too.
Hades is good. Yes. Let's see. Hades and My Friend Pedro are two of my favorite indie games. Oh, it's so funny, Jago. I don't like either one of those. Hades, I played it and it's fun, but it's just not for me. I can't do that RNG based single run thing. And My Friend Pedro, the controls were not intuitive to me, so I didn't play it very much. Let's see. I think she meant to say little. I like eating little for breakfast, and I think she meant bacon. By Sherry here. I like eating Bible for breakfast. That's intense. The Bible's thick. Let's see. And Jago Coogan says Vampire Survivors was just not for him. Yeah. So there you go, guys. Don't mind pineapple on my pizza or games. Kawabunga, dude. Pizza. Oh, man. There you go. All right. But let's move the... Jago Coogan. I love Bibles for breakfast. Lots of fiber. All right. Let's move it along. Guys, unless you were living under a rock, this small indie game came into the scene about 30 years ago. And now it's not an indie game. Came in and they released a new action trailer. By the way, hold on before I play this. For those of you that have small children watching, just an FYI, this trailer is rated M for mature. It has lots of blood and gore. It is really not kid friendly. I know I try to keep my channel kid friendly, but just an FYI to viewers out there. that this trailer is not kid friendly. Because I know my niece is watching, and I don't think your mom wants you watching this. Just saying. So, warning. Here we go. So there was a little trailer that was put out for the small indie game called Mortal Kombat. And, this will be Mortal Kombat technically 12, but they're making it 1. And if you played 11, it essentially reset the timeline, and we're getting this back. Now, Ed Boon has denied that this is tied to the ending of that this is not tied to the ending of Mortal Kombat, but it's literally called Mortal Kombat 1. It's not called Mortal Kombat Remake, not called Mortal Kombat Remastered. It is called Mortal Kombat 1. So, Terry, are you going to prepare yourself for Mortal Kombat and get this game?
I don't know. I honestly stopped playing Mortal Kombat after 10. And it's mostly just because I have a harder time playing fighting games now. My hands can't do it. It's just too much on my hands. I get a lot of pain in my hands if I do too much button clicking. And to do all the combos and stuff, it's just I can't physically. It's too much. So I kind of gave up on fighters that are too intensive. And Mortal Kombat is intensive. I mean, if I could play it, I would. It's just, I can't do Mortal Kombat anymore.
You can't do it. All right, so you would, but you don't. Are you at least gonna watch the movie when it gets inevitably uploaded into YouTube?
Yeah.
You are. Did you watch the Mortal Kombat 11 movie?
I don't think so.
All right, I'm gonna rewind it here just to try to keep this as PG-13 as possible. I know, guys. I know. I'm just trying to think about my niece and nephew. All right. So, okay. What was the last Mortal Kombat you played, Terry?
I said 10.
10. Okay, that's right. You did say 10. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm doing like 15 things at once over here. Sorry about that. DREADPOOL, Mortal Kombat 1. I saw the Scorpion mask earlier. Are you playing this?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well,
why would I? No, I'm kidding. Of course, I'm playing this. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, right now, Tiny Giant and Death Dealer are sitting there on the couch playing. Which one is it? 11. They're playing 11 right now. So as we speak, they're enjoying the last game. And but
great.
Yeah, this is definitely a must get. I want to see if I can get the collector's edition. She's not answering. She's not giving me that look yet. So hopefully with it. But yes,
not that it's just ROG Ally look, huh? Let's see. What's he getting over there? What's he getting? Oh, that Mortal Kombat 11 collector's Scorpion mask.
Right. You had to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Can I set it
Awesome.
right there? Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
So I don't have anything to prop it up
I'm
with.
gonna get a better view of this Scorpion mask. Let me see it. And that looks so awesome. Is it wearable? Like, can you put it on?
No.
Oh. Oh, okay.
But
okay, I didn't know.
You got to admit, this is pretty cool. Get a light in there.
Awesome.
Try it. I'll do a cheat method.
Oh, he froze. Fatality to the stream. Oh, whoa. Creepy.
Right? So
yeah.
Throwing the phone in there. But yeah, you can put some lights in there and kind of it's hollow inside, but again, the bottom's closed off for the base. But it's really cool. Nice useless artifact.
Doggy dog here. That's so cool with a K, DREADPOOL. And he also wants you to know collector's edition is still available at Walmart. DREADPOOL, jump on it.
I'm gonna have to. I'll be right back. No, I'm kidding.
There you go. Oh, so Mortal Kombat 1 gets announced, and of course, I think it's a retelling of the first Mortal Kombat. And if you remember the lore, so just to recap, there is no spoilers here. Mortal Kombat was 30 years ago, guys. So I think a total of 5 realms exist in Mortal Kombat, and the Outworld is one of the realms, and they have conquered another realm already, and they're on to the next realm conquering, which is Earth Realm. And the god said that the best warriors from each realm, have to fight in a tournament in order for you to be allowed to conquer them if you win 10 consecutive times. And the tournament can only be held once every 50 or 500 years. I forget what it was. One of those, right? So it's a long wait. And so they had already conquered one realm, and they were about to they want to conquer Earth Realm. And Shang Tsung has a champion named Goro who had won 9 tournaments consecutively because he's half dragon of some kind, right? And the 10th tournament is where the game takes place, so the stakes are high. And Liu Kang wins from Earth Realm, defeating Outrealm's hopes and dreams, crushing their hopes and dreams of invading Earth Realm. So that is the story in a nutshell for Mortal Kombat, and I really want to see it being told properly in the new way that NetherRealm tells their strategy, tells their stories. So I am probably going to end up picking up Mortal Kombat 1 at some point. I don't know if it'll be launch games. I just have a problem paying $70 for fighters because I'm not a huge fighting guy. I can beat the computers. That's not the issue. It's when I go online, I get handed every time. Like, anybody can beat me. Literally anybody can beat me online. I am like 0-200 when it comes to online matches. So yeah, anybody can beat me online. It's not even funny. Like, I think someone would have to disconnect for me to even get a quote unquote win, but it doesn't count. So yeah, I am totally going to get Mortal Kombat 1, and I am going to main Scorpion because I don't think Cabal is going to be in it. So I'm going to main Scorpion. He's my guy. I'm going after Sub-Zero. So yeah, that's the way I'm going. Terry, who would be your main, or who is your main in Mortal Kombat?
I mean, once they started doing the newer ones, Cassie became my main. I got real good with her, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't play them anymore.
All right. DREADPOOL, who's going to be your main?
Scorpion, who do you think?
Baby.
Who do you think? It's always been Scorpion. Always been Scorpion. There's been a couple games that I wasn't fond of the reduction of Scorpion's moves and some of the change-ups that they've done. But for the most part, I've always loved Scorpion. He will always be pretty much the main and only. I mean, I'll go ahead and play the other ones. I love the guest characters, like when they did the horror stuff that they brought in.
Oh yeah.
We had Michael Myers. I mean,
Myers, yeah.
Alien.
Who else did they have?
No, it was Jason.
They had Jason. And I think that was Mortal Kombat 10, wasn't it? 10XL?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of their guest characters are really cool. So, we'll definitely try them out. But Scorpion's the one that I stick with most of the time. It's almost 100%. I'll do randoms when I don't know who I want to play. If I don't want to play Scorpion, but it's usually Scorpion.
There you go. All right, let's check in with the chat real quick, see what they have to say about Mortal Kombat 1. By the way, guys, let us know who your main is in the chat. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. OCD Gamer says, I haven't played Mortal Kombat since the Genesis. Wow. Hopefully you played that Mortal Kombat 3. It was amazing. Jago Coogan says he locked that collector's edition on the way. By the way, it's collectors with a K. Jago Coogan, spell it right. Let's see. Kevin Games. Shout out to Kevin Games. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Let's see. Jago Coogan, the Mortal Kombat stories are some of the best in any fighting game franchise we have now and way better than the movies. Yeah, but I don't know. That last movie I thought was really awesome. Even though I hated the main character, but overall, the last movie was great. I'm going to look up trailer playthrough this time. Chael Walker says, wait to see the accessibility options before decided not to play the game. All right, whether he decides to play or not to play the game. So shout out, Chad Walker's gonna wait. Mortal Kombat XL because Alien vs Predator in game and better than any of the movies. Let's see. We got Sam Music All Sorts. Shout out to Sam's Music All Sorts. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Lost Boomer says Mortal Kombat is not my thing. And so these new Mortal Kombat games have a story mode and fighting mode. Absolutely. Yeah, the main campaigns are some of the best stories you'll ever see in fighting. Start with Mortal Kombat 9. I think 9 reset it. Yeah, 9, 10, and 11, man. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. It's one cohesive story. It's pretty awesome. It's great. Dead or Alive all the way. I'm 100 years old. Hey, man, I love Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive 6 was amazing. Now, I wasn't paying no $100 for the costumes, but Dead or Alive was amazing. I like Dead or Alive.
I think they kind of killed it when they did that.
Yeah, I think that's what killed it, was the fact that it was like, oh, get the bridal pack for $100. You know, that's just...
Yeah, you're spending like $6,000 for a free-to-play game just to get the extras. Yeah, I mean, come on now. Please.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, exactly. And let's see. Fastback says this. Liu Kang is his dude. All right, so he's only interested in being the champ. By the way, Liu Kang has won 2 tournaments, I believe, and he won them back to back in the Halo universe. Let's see. Diego Coogan says he's been a Scorpion guy if I have to pick one, and Doggy Dog is Scorpion. OCD Gamer says I'll try the newer MK games. You won't regret it, man. Play that campaign. It's worth the campaign alone.
No.
Did you get the 100
You
want to
hear something
reference?
funny?
No. Sorry, I didn't. Go ahead.
Yeah, you want to hear something funny is as much as I love playing Scorpion, with all the other games, even in Mortal Kombat, for some reason, I don't know what it is. If I couldn't beat one of my friends when we were playing back in the day, I'd switch over to the drunk master, whatever, the drunk person, character, whoever it was at the time for whatever game. And I have no idea what I was doing, which is even funnier. And I'd play the drunk character and just whoop the living out of him. You know what I mean? And he's like, I don't get it. I don't get how you can do it. I'm like, I don't either. It's just luck. Button mashing, and it is what it is. But for some reason, I would time it somehow, and it would be so lucky that he would try to hit me, and I'd duck down, start crawling on the ground, kicking up, and doing all this stuff.
God. So annoying.
So you never know, man. You'd never know. That's why I like mixing up the characters every once in a while. Sometimes someone figures out how to play you.
I hate fighting against the drunken masters, especially in Dead or Alive. Lost Boomer brought this up. Dead or Alive has a drunken master, and Dead or Alive has a 5-way blocking system, and it's so hard to counter the drunken master because his moves are. He looks like he's going to do this, but really he's going to go for a low kick or something. It's not intuitive, that drunken master. It's hard. It's hard to do that. So yeah. Lost Boomer. I went into DOA settings and put your age to 100. The physics mechanic would go to the extreme. You go, and Sherry here has to go. All right, Sherry, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. No, I did not know that was a thing. I've never gone into the settings and made myself that. Let's see. Sherry says, tomorrow I must go to school. I want to go to sleep. Yeah, you have to go to sleep. Get some rest. School is important. All right. So yeah, Mortal Kombat. A lot of us aren't really into it like Doggy and Jago are. Dreadpool's into it. He's really into it.
Oh, yeah.
Which one has been your favorite Mortal Kombat so far, Dreadpool?
XL. I mean, with the exception of 2, XL because I was actually in college as opposed to being in school. I was at the arcade. I'd go in, do my roll call for the morning, take our first break, go next door to the arcade, and people were playing Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat rolls in, and we started playing that. So it's been a fan favorite. I'd look around, ain't nobody here but me, myself and one of my brothers, and we'd be sitting there playing, and all of a sudden it'd get crowded again, and that's how we knew that it was the second break. And then after that, when it got quiet again, we'd take off and go back to class, and we would be there for the exit roll call. So that's how much time I spent in college versus the arcade playing the original. We had a blast. And then when 2 came out, that was so fun. I mean, I think that's partially why 2 is one, for the classic is one of my favorites. Pretty much labeled myself in the top 3 of everybody that out of the school that played.
Right.
It got to the point where I would tell somebody, "You pick my character," and I would play like this. You know what I'm saying? So when you're not looking and you're playing blind, you're
just add
pretty
insult
much
to
there.
injury to those poor losers.
Oh yeah. That guy didn't want to play again. And yeah, when you pick Scorpion for me, I was like, "Are you sure?"
Are you sure?
Okay. So you do that, and sure enough, but obviously my skill, and I haven't played as much as I used to back then, is diminished. But 2 was definitely a good time. But like I said, now with guest characters, XL's one of the best ones. So I look at it as two different variations: the classics, which is 1 through 3. Gold, I look at it as the first going into a 3D world, so I like it for what it is. But when you look at the newer ones, XL.
There you go, XL. All right. Terry, do you have a favorite Mortal Kombat?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite, but there are certain ones that kind of stand out to me from everything. I would say, 10 stands out because it was less when I played, but also because, it's the newer version. So you have the heightened graphics and everything compared to the classics.
Right.
And then when I go back to like the classics, I did play quite often. I played Trilogy, which is like the conclusion to 3.
Yes.
On my 64, I played that a lot, and then I also had to pull mention to Armageddon because that one just had like the most massive roster ever. So like you could literally play as everybody, which is nice compared to like now. Now, literally, if you want to increase your roster today, you have to pay to increase your roster. So it's cool that that they had a game where you can literally just play as everybody. So
there you go. All right. My favorite is easily Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate. That's where I found my new main, Cabal. So I used to be a Scorpion main, and then I found Cabal, and I never looked back. His speed, I don't know what those baton hooks he has are called, whatever they are. I called them the hooks. The fact that he could scream, he could run, he was fast. I could close the gap on people that were trying to create a gap on me. The fatalities were funny. And I understand he's a bad guy. He's not one of the good guys, but I think I like that faster moving guys. And Cabal was the first guy. And Mortal Kombat 3 was also the first Mortal Kombat to introduce that combo system. And it wasn't overly complex like it is now. Now it's like, to do a combo, you got to get timing down. Back then, you just had to input the command and step away, and your character would finish the combo, right? Nowadays, you got to now I got to wait for him to do this. Now I got to wait for him to do that before I input my next command. And then slight delay, no delay in between inputs and all this stuff. So it's kind of more complex, but I remember having the most fun with Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate. And on my Genesis, on my Saturn, the music, the graphics, chef's kiss, man. It was arcade perfect, essentially, on my Saturn. So yeah, MK3 Ultimate was my favorite one. So yeah, there we go.
Did you know when they released MK3, that they actually had different variations in the arcades, so you
I
would
did
never
not.
have all the same characters?
I did not. Interesting.
Yeah, they had like, I believe it was 3 different variations of the game. So when you go to the arcades, you would get different characters to play. So it would force you to go to other arcades as opposed to just one.
Hmm.
So they didn't have them all until at the very end, when they combined them all as one. Hence why it became Ultimate.
The the thing about that way, I don't think it would have worked out in my town, as my town was a one arcade town and the next city was an hour away. So,
Yeah.
we kind of got what we got. So yeah.
Well, we had bowling alleys with arcades. We had the malls having an arcade or two, depending on how big the mall was. We had different places that you could play. 7-Elevens had arcade, or not arcade, but like a couple units where
Yeah, like 3 or 4
the
machines
prime
back in the
one
day.
yeah. Gauntlet was one of the big ones that they used to have at every 7-Eleven. But yeah, that's what they did. They set it out so you didn't know what you were going to be playing, and you thought you were going to have certain characters. Come to find out, you didn't have access to all the characters, so you had to bounce around to go from arcade to arcade to experience the full experience of Mortal Kombat 3. Then Ultimate combined them all as one.
Well, there you go. Ultimate. That's why it's my favorite.
History lesson.
All right, let's go ahead and end that poll there. Terry, we had a poll.
Yes. Are you Team Scorpion or Team Sub-Zero? 76% are Scorpion and 23% Sub-Zero.
Okay. That was more one-sided than I thought it would be, if I'm being honest. Let's see. Splendiferous says, good morning, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for joining us, Splendiferous. We appreciate you. Yeah. So, all right. I think that's going to do it for the Mortal Kombat 1 conversation. I'm excited for it. Dreadpool's excited for it. Terry's excited to watch the movie on YouTube. And, shout out to everybody who's very excited for Mortal Kombat. It is amongst the greatest fighters ever made. NetherRealm just doesn't miss. That's the name of them, right? NetherRealm?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. NetherRealm just doesn't miss. And we have a little extra time, so let's talk about Terry's topic that she brought in. Surprise extra topic, guys. So, Terry, I'll let you take the lead on this. Go ahead.
All right. So right now there's a stir because there was recently an interview with Sarah Bond about them kind of feeling out on whether or not they would put ads in games, kind of like what they do with mobile games, and people are not having it right now. So yeah, that's basically what the controversy is this could be like some feature that they might introduce in Game Pass or on free-to-play games. So yeah, that's basically just the gist of it. So I don't know, I honestly don't want ads in my games. I'm not for it. I can see, I get why they do it so they can get more funding for stuff, but it ruins the experience.
Yeah. I have strong opinions about this. Dreadpool. So the article says that people threaten boycott if they put ads in games.
Yeah.
They should. Because just as CoolCatTerri said, it pulls you out of the experience. They've already done that with NBA 2K 20-something, 22,
oh, yeah, that's right. Unskippable ads like commercials during the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it pulls you out. And again, if you want more money, this is not the way to go. This is a way to kill a game, and people don't want to be forced to it. If you can't skip over it, it sounds like I don't know, the guy from Telly is trying to convince Microsoft something too. I don't know, but seriously, right? But yeah, you don't want to be pulled out of the experience. I mean, having them when we were playing Rainbow Six on the original Xbox. In the background, part of the scenery, having them in soccer games or football games where they're part, it's part of the experience, is that the ads are on the sidelines. Cool. That's how, just leave it like that,
Yeah, the billboard
wanna
ads when
put
you're
it-
driving a racing game or something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I can handle that, or like what like MMOs, they put all their ads in the menu. So as you're going through your menu, they'll have all their ads for for all their like currency and what's on sale and stuff. Like that's doable, but I don't want to be playing a game and then all of a sudden, like before the cutscene rolls, there's an ad, and then you have your cutscene, and you're like, I don't want them to do anything weird, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing is I don't want to sit there in the middle of a cutscene, or even like you were talking about with the menu. I don't like that either. I mean, if it's one thing if it's for the game itself that they're trying to promote sales, but they're also talking about ads as in other companies.
Yeah,
So
they want to
I don't
broaden
want
it.
to I don't want to see a Starbucks ad in a menu while I'm trying to go through and buy some DLC. I don't want to see a Starbucks ad as I'm waiting for the game to load. Loading
Mhm.
screens are pretty much the way of the dodo anymore. So there's no point. I mean, I could understand if we're doing that um, back, in the day with the hard drives where, sometimes you're waiting 2 minutes. Well, okay, fine. That would have been understandable. It's unacceptable though, right? Even back then, I
Yeah.
would say it's unacceptable, because how do we know that the game's not loaded and we're sitting here stuck watching an ad and not knowing that the game's already loaded? That's why I find it unacceptable. We could already be back into the game and going with that. I don't want to be pulled out of the game. I don't want to be, like again, if it was situational to real life, like we said, racing games, sport, any sports where they have advertisements on the side, it's not stopping me from driving. It's not stopping me from dribbling. It's not stopping me from throwing the football. It's not stopping me from actually playing the game and enjoying it. How many times we've seen, and I still hate it, but I try to support the Twitch community. And every time I go in, it's like, oh, cool. They're talking and all of a sudden, boom, out. I'm watching an ad. And then we're back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's, I don't know. A lot of us have short attention spans, and those ads force you away from it. So, a lot of the Twitch community members that I try to support, I lose track because something else is happening, and all of a sudden I'm no longer watching their show. I'm no longer supporting them, or halfway through because I've already accepted watching it. They're halfway through, and I'm like, oh great, ad. They're like, oh, you got an ad? We're still watching. So you'll get an ad, but the other person doesn't get an ad. Is this going to happen in the games too while we're playing? If we're playing co-op, or, are we going to be riding horses on Red Dead Redemption, and I'm going to be stuck there in the middle of a gunfight watching an ad while you guys are having a shootout going? How come you're not helping? There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense, and doing that, like I said, I don't think it's going to help put money in their pocket. Doesn't matter if it's Microsoft or the devs. I think it's going to hurt them overall, and it's really, when it hurts the games, it's going to hurt everybody.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I can imagine, like, oh, you died. Here's an ad, or hey, want to revive? Watch this ad, like mobile games do, right?
Oh,
like,
I hate that stuff.
I hate
I'm
that,
really into
man.
Souls games, right?
I hate that stuff because then
And
it becomes
die
a cash grab.
I die a lot in Souls games. If I only got 5 lives, like I'm just pretending like they're gonna mobile game this crap, and it's gonna be like Candy Crush where you only get 5 lives, and you gotta wait a certain amount of time before you try again or watch an ad or something.
Yeah.
If they do that to me on a Souls games, I will never play another Soul game in my life because I could die 5 times in a matter of minutes in a Souls game.
I don't think they're going to go that route. I hope they don't go that route. To me, I think they're thinking more of maybe having like small running ads on like your HUD as you're playing the game. Like you might have ads rolling on the side. Like that's probably what they would do, so that way it's not interrupting your game, so to speak.
They can't replace Snap with that. Xbox Snap with ads. No, they better not. Like, I don't want the Telly TV. I don't want a banner while I'm playing my game. I don't want like, hey, watch this ad to revive. I don't want any of that. Right? Like, the only place I could see like ads fitting in real well is a game like Cyberpunk 2077 where the radio is on. Or, when you're in the elevator, it had a TV in the elevator, right?
Right.
So you could watch ads in the elevator. when you walked into your house, the TV in Cyberpunk 2077, the TV was automatically on the news or whatever. It could have been an ad or whatever, right? But like game immersion breaking ads is not what I want. Like, you guys seen Ready Player One, where that guy goes, "Oh, our research shows that we can pollute 87% of the screen with ads before we induce seizures in our players." And did you see the screen he put up? Like, it's nothing but ads, and like the gaming window is like this big. And I don't want that. That is not the future I want. Like, I don't want the IOI from Ready Player One to be running my games. There's a reason why PC and console gamers don't consider mobile games real games. Yes, they are real games. Lots of people enjoy them, but there's a reason why we have always made a distinction between console gamers and PC gamers versus mobile gamers. You're not a real gamer. You're not a real gamer. And the reason is because it's an immersion break. I think it's that ad, that freemium. It's just,
I mean,
it interrupts, and it's not fun. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, trying to make money off of something extra, trying to help out, but like we've all already stated, if as long as it's part of the game in the background where it's not interrupting your gameplay, it's not interrupting your attention from the storyline or the action that you're in, and it's off in the distance where if you wanted to pay attention, you could, and if you wanted to ignore it, you could. The same thing with YouTube. Skippable ads. All right, cool. 3 seconds. I mean, even that is too much for me. I don't want to watch 5 seconds of an ad before I can hit a button. And now imagine like some of the creators that have unskippable ads, and I try to with mine. I try to make sure I don't have any unskippable. I always want them to have skippable ads on there, so that way people can get out. And then I saw who was it? I think it was Doggy. If you want to find that one,
What did he say?
where they make they put ads in their live streams. Again,
Yeah, I told you
don't
that.
want to see that. It pulls it away, because now you got to backtrack. You're away from everybody. Twitch, you're live, and there is no backtracking. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you
Yeah,
can't start
I
over.
remember I told you that I was watching an ad, and there's like a little check mark. You got to go into your creative settings. By the way, guys, if you see ads during my streams, let me know. I will find the setting, because you never know when these guys update their stuff and they recheck everything for you.
Yes, exactly.
So
So
let me know.
I try to go through and fix it, because
Yeah.
I don't like unskippable ads. I don't like being interrupted. I want to make sure that you guys get the most and the best that I can provide for you.
Yeah.
And any kind of entertainment getting pulled out like that from an ad, it just doesn't do it. It's not worth it. And imagine us as creators. Now you're talking about playing as a gamer, playing a game and getting pulled out. Nah,
Yeah.
you're not gonna want to play.
Microsoft is all about these user engagement numbers, and I would be so deterred from continuing to play games if they were ads, like immersion breaking ads, a pop-up ad, any type of ad. Like, I hate going into a website and it says, "Oh, disable your ad blocker to watch our content." Click away. I'm not disabling my ad blocker. You can kiss my butt. Like, I don't care how good of a story or how good of a headline it is. I'm not clicking it. Like that. And that's just the way it's going to be. I don't like ads. They're immersion breaking. And, when I'm playing mobile games on my mobile phone and I run out of lives, I don't watch videos to get more lives. I just stop playing. Right. And in the entertainment space, you're competing for my free time, my time to be entertained. Nintendo said this famously. Everybody's competing for the same time on the TV, right? Whether it be a TV show, a movie, a rival console, anything, you're all competing for the same time. And if you give me ads, I hate to say it, you've lost that competition, at least from me. And I understand the younger generation might be more accustomed to ads as they grew up with it. But from an older generation, and I got to tell you, young bucks, no ads is the way to go.
Well, I realized I was playing one game that was a cell phone game, and I realized I was seeing a lot of ads, and I'm sitting there waiting for the ad to play out the video, and some of them are interactive, and then they go to another screen to get you to download that game, and it's like, all right. So I started doing a timer, and roughly, I don't know, 55% of the game that I played was the game. The other 45% that I was sitting there watching, for the time. So you think about it, 45% was my watch time of an ad versus the 55% that I played. I'm like, oh, it's almost half of my time so I deleted it. I'm like, this is, this, and is this what we're going to run into? Is this what we're going to do? Where half of my time is spent watching somebody else's ad. Yeah. It's the same ad over and over again.
Yeah. I've stopped playing mobile games that are that intrusive because of that. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thanks. Let's check it with the chat. Get some of their opinions in here. OCD Gamer says, a billboard and Fallout advertising another game. Yeah.
I can see that happening. I can see that happening if it's another game that they are making.
That's right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, had Pizza Hut signs. Yep, and I remember Pizza Hut paid a lot of money to get their ad in there.
Yes, they did.
You have to pay YouTube ransom to avoid ads. Yeah, I don't pay it.
I do.
Jago Coogan says, I don't pay for YouTube. F Google, I'm not giving them my money. Yeah, I agree. Fastback says, if the ads in games are just a soda can placed on the table, a billboard on the streets, product placement of the environment, like Dread said, yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's see. Product placement in a game is fine, but actual commercials that interrupt my game is a big no. Yeah. Commercials pop-ups. Correct. Like, imagine you're playing this game. This is a video game, and this pops up in the middle of your game, and it shrinks your screen like this. Like you guys notice how that screen gets smaller, right? Hell no. Yeah. Hell no.
Nope.
Just saying. I don't think they'll stop your game to run an ad. Yeah. They better not.
I don't know. She used the term timed slices in games. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's very broad. That's a very corporate word like
sounds
synergy.
Like it's literally a cut.
So it's like an ad break. To me that sounds like an ad break, which means they would pause your game if they're doing an ad break.
That's the way I'm looking at it too. Like I said, what if we're in the middle? If we're actually playing online and we're in the middle of a fight, I'm sitting there watching an ad while you guys are dying left and right, and I'm not there to support.
I think what they would do in their ad break would be the time you're waiting in the lobby for the game to start. They would be rolling ads for everybody.
That's smack talk time. They're going to take away my smack talk time?
They're going to do ad breaks until the game loads into your match.
Like, can you imagine Mortal Kombat, like in between fights or in between rounds, it loads an ad? Could you imagine that?
No. Don't even suggest that.
OCD Gamer says, I really don't think they'll stop a game to run an ad. Megalodon Death Dealer says, if I pay $70+ for games and I get an ad, I'm starting the apocalypse. Yeah. Nix pays for YouTube, but he pays for not just the ads. He also pays because he can download music and have access to their music service. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits to YouTube Premium.
I download YouTube videos. So I can play them on my phone offline.
You better tell Wilmy to get his show together. He says, I was actually watching Gaming Beyond the Box last Sunday and I saw an ad during the live show. Yeah. If you don't hit that button, it does it.
I'll let him know. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Jago, commercials don't belong in video games, period. When I spend my hard-earned money on them, but if you're playing free-to-play, you can't really complain about it. I can complain about it because the free-to-play model should rely more on people wanting skins and other stuff, not so much you feeding ads. And I understand that's the mobile approach, but I don't want the mobile approach. And yeah, I don't know. I will call it the end of gaming when AAA games get ads that interrupt the gameplay on it. I will. Red Monkey Buck says many people don't know Activision owns Activision Media that specializes in ads, especially for mobile games like Candy Crush. One big reason Microsoft wants to own ABK. Yeah, they've said many times it's a mobile play. Many times. And Star Traffic, by the way, Star Traffic, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Says Microsoft will have an ad tier Game Pass. If you don't want to go the cheap, then it's not for you. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Lost Boomer brings up a good point. Imagine playing an Xbox game and an advertising for a PlayStation game comes on. Could you imagine playing Halo, Starfield, or any of those other first-party games, and it's like, hey, God of War, get it on PlayStation. You know? Could you imagine that?
Could you imagine playing Red Dead and then the Red Dead advertisement for PlayStation? Get that?
Yeah.
What's
the ad? The PlayStation ad gets on there. Wait, before you can perform this fatality, here's a quick word from our sponsor, Summer's Eve. Hilarious. That was funny. All right. I'm ending the poll there. Terry, we had a poll.
We had yet another poll. All right. Would you boycott Xbox if they forced ads on games like mobile games? 55% of you said no, and 44% said yes. That's actually pretty closely split.
Yeah. That's pretty close to split. Yeah. Interruption ads or ads that do like minimize everything.
I would be upset. Yeah. I would be upset. I would probably not play the specific games that did that. I wouldn't boycott Xbox. But
if Xbox is the one doing it, it's all their games.
But I feel like if Xbox started doing it, everybody else would just follow anyway. So it's not like you're going to be able to escape it. It would become, desensitized and the new norm that we would have to learn to conform to. But like, I would boycott probably the games themselves, and to the point to where eventually they would probably just put in every game to where I have to either give up gaming or just do it. Okay, I got to deal with ads. Or they would make you pay more. Like, hey, here's your $70 game with ads. Here's your $100 game ad free. They'd probably do that. Or, Game Pass. You can here's your base model Game Pass. Here's ad free Game Pass, like YouTube.
Well, OCD Gamer says you can't escape it if everyone's doing it. Here's my thing. There's a lot of websites that crowd their content with so many ads. They're enjoyable. I don't visit those websites anymore.
Nope.
And some of them you can tell that they just exist with phenomenal headlines just to get you to click there and run their ads. They don't actually care about the content. And so in comes ad blocker. I love my ad blocker. It works on 90% of the websites. I don't have to see a single ad. It works on YouTube for the most part. That's what I would do. So if Xbox started doing this on their console, they're also on PC. I don't know, never would I have thought that, what? I'm going to play this game, but first, let me update my ad blocker before I play this game. Could you imagine that? That future? Could you imagine that? Installing an ad blocker on your PC to play PC games. Obviously, the console's more locked. People would have to jailbreak them. But still, could you imagine that? Making sure your ad blocker's working.
I mean, we've got ads on the dashboard. We got ads on the dashboard that people were complaining about that they had to fix because it was getting too much. It just crowded the space. People are already
complaining about the dashboard ads. And how much time do you spend on the dashboard? 30 seconds? I mean, it's just, yeah. And people are already playing that. Yeah. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Anybody got any closing thoughts on this?
Ads bad.
Yes, ads bad. All right. But with all of that being said, guys, that's going to do it for the show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Again, guys, you guys, the chat, are the real MVP of the Iconic Video Games channel. We wouldn't have these shows if it wasn't for you guys. We love interacting with you guys. We love hearing what you guys have to say. But with all that, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm Axel1324.
I'm CoolCatTerri.
And the resident guest, DREADPOOL.
All right. And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.